I'm curious about this. Brett, do you think there's an afterlife? You think we're going somewhere, buddy?
Um, I believe so, man.
You think
Like
so?
yeah, like, I mean, it's interesting. Like, I guess kind of like the timing of like the conversation that we're having, where it's like Good Friday, we're going into like Easter.
Yeah.
And, I guess like that's kind of the connection. Like, like even if you just look at, like, it's like Jesus was Jewish, right? And you go into like he was celebrating like the Passover, which kind of starts like in early like spring, like it's starting in the spring, and it's like we've gone through winter, like where everything kind of dies, and then spring it comes back to life, and yeah, it's going to sound a little off, but it was like I haven't listened to it in a long time, but I used to listen to like Mike Tyson used to have like a podcast. I
Okay.
think he
I like
still
that too.
does.
Mike Tyson is wildly fascinating psychologically. So
Yeah, he really is. But anyways, I remember he was like talking to someone. I don't remember who he was talking to, and he's like, when you turn 50, he's like, you're gonna start trying to figure out God. He's like, you can put it off for a while, but he's like, when you turn 50 and you start getting a sense that you're gonna get close, like it gets serious, and you start trying to figure that out. And and the guy who's talking to is younger. He's like, just watch and see. When you
yeah,
get older,
yeah,
you'll. And I think that part of it is because you have to like. I think part of it is because of death. Like I think that it's like it's coming closer for you, and it may have come or it's getting close for the people that are closest to you. Like so, you're like your parents, and so then you have to sit and you have to look at it and say like, okay, all of this that we're going through, like, is this the end of it? Is this the end of consciousness? Like lights go out and that's it. And I don't know. I just don't feel that I don't feel that that's the case. I think that there's a realm, like for me, like I believe that it's God. I believe as a Christian, like believing in Jesus, that that it, like, that he overcame death. Like if you look at it like what's the first law of the universe is atrophy, right? Everything's
entropy.
winding, there we go. Entropy. Everything's winding down, right?
Yeah,
And so then this is like the moment that that's the moment that counteracts that. And, so like I just feel like there's got to be a realm that exists outside of like time and space
yeah, yeah,
that we can't that we can't see, but you get a sense and you get a feel for.
yeah, yeah. I mean,
And so
yeah,
and I mean, I guess you could like, I mean, you could make like a argument that's saying that it's just like as you're trying to face like death, like you're trying to come up with some type of coping strategy, that there's
right.
something beyond this. You can take that kind of cynical view of it, but I don't think that they're like, I don't know. It doesn't That doesn't get too much traction for me, like, because it doesn't really serve like a purpose.
Right. And I do, man, one of the things I think about more and more, like when it comes to belief systems, I do think in truth, I do think there's like things that are true and things that are false. I do. But I also think there's a lot of things where that's actually not like the right way to think about it. It's a little bit better to just say, like, is it valuable? Does it work? Like, does it produce a result that is positive and meaningful in your life? You know what I mean? And so in that sense, like I mean, in that sense, like, yeah, like I like that. And like, I mean, personally, I I I do think that the mind is like a meaning making machine, right? And I do think that people can put together things that maybe just serves a purpose, and right. But even if I look at my own like experiences and I try to be real critical of like times when I'm like, oh, like I this means this to me, right? And these unknowables, like these things that you can't, nobody knows, right? but but people will gain more and more certainty about like there's an afterlife or things that are unknowable, right? And even for me, when if I try and be like kind of critical of the moments that like push me in that direction and just go like, oh, like my mind like pushes me towards meaning, right? I still have a few things where I'm like, dude, I just can't explain that. Like I just there's things in life that like that just speak to something bigger than me and beyond me. And anyways,